Hey YouTube, it's me again. We're back for another update. I really needed to look to see if I did a 29-week update. I don't remember if I did or not because I started a video and I got interrupted and I can't remember if I ever went back. But this is my 30-week update video and we're actually on our way to 31. But life has really been lifing lately. It's been lifing really hard. Just to do like a quick update overview thing before we get into the pregnancy stuff, I will say construction is done in this house for now. We actually have a lot more that we need done, but in terms of what we were having done at this time, it's done. Our doors and windows are done. In terms of the contractor, now it is our job to do the rest of it. So I think I stated before that we completed the trim. We did, but then the doors came in because it was like, oh, it's done. Okay, we have peace in the house. Let's clean everything. And then the next week he came and put the doors in. So we actually have doors. If you'll look, you'll see in my previous videos, these were darker. Now they're white. I don't know if I'm leaving them white or not, but they're going to be white indefinitely at this point. But anyway, so I have some more work to do on the trim. They need another coat of stain and then they need to be sealed, and that's it. In terms of other things, we have some touch-up painting that just needs done around the windows and the doors too, because they had to work on the drywall. So I'm gonna do as much of that as I can. Pairing that with two other things. The first one being this entire house is dusty, it's dirty, it needs cleaned. I've been chipping away at it as I can. But we've had a lot going on this week, and also the other aspect of this is trying to get everything ready for the baby, get everything set up. So my entire upstairs area has just been turned on its ear. So I took like a day when he was still working on stuff in here, and like I've been really dedicating myself to my kids' room upstairs, and truly like the one room looks phenomenal compared to what it did. Like it is very close to being checked off the list. But I do have some more fine tuning, and I need to get back in the closet for a little bit and work in there. But that area is very close to being done. But I still have 2.5 other areas upstairs, plus all the deep cleaning that has to happen on this floor. So it's just a lot. It's just a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it in. That with a lot of other things. For instance, yes, I do have an X on my hand. If you're wondering what that is, it is an X, and it is from my daughter's recital today. She had dance and tumbling recital today. And that's a long day and it's a busy day, and I don't have enough energy for that, but that's okay. It was wonderful. I'm very proud of her. I'm gonna go ahead and give a shout out on here, even though I don't feature my children in my videos or anything, or even give their real names. I have to say I'm very proud of her. She worked her butt off this year in homeschooling, and I made a post talking about how she would not get a crowd clapping for her that she completed 2 grades in 1 year. But she received an award today at her recital, and it was huge because everybody gets a medal, but not everybody gets an award. And there are tons of kids in this studio, company, whatever you want to call it. You know, there's a lot of kids, and they work really hard and they do really good. And honestly, we were invited last year to join the competition team, and we turned it down. So we're not even one of the competition kids. And I'll be honest, I love the teachers at the studio, but they show extreme favoritism for their competition kids over their kids taking classes. So it was a huge deal to me today that my daughter received an award for always having a positive attitude. She got the Positive Attitude Award. And when I say that, it might sound like, well, she must not be a very good dancer. They don't give awards for dances. There's like, it's like perseverance awards or like different things like that. There was only 3. There was only 3 awards given today. And my daughter got one of them. And that was so huge. I'm not really that much of a crier, actually. I'm really not that much of a crier. I mean, I could not stop it. I boo-hooed. I'm like, ah! You know, everybody's looking at me. I hate that. I hate that so much. Where my daughter actually loves the limelight. I hate the limelight so much. And not that that's limelight, but I'm like, I wanted to be like, nobody look at me. I'm crying right now. Just don't even look at me. My grandma's reaching for my hand. I'm like, girl, stop it. I'm actually okay with my grandma doing it. But even when my mom looked at me, I was like, just don't. Just really don't. Please. Anyway, that's probably, I probably need therapy or something. That's probably what that is. Anyway, so let's get into the pregnancy stuff because we actually have a lot of stuff to talk about. So here's the bump date. She's thick. I'm feeling really big. I don't have any maternity pictures scheduled or like family photos or anything, and I probably should do that, but I don't have any of that scheduled. So let's talk about it. 30 weeks, where we're at and what has gone on. I know there's one thing for sure I haven't updated, but I'm gonna roll it back a little bit in case I did not do a 29-week video. Can't remember. So anyway, first of all, symptoms. It's all the same. But let me tell you something. This right here. No adrenaline, no energy. No adrenaline, 0 energy. Worthless person. Worthless. I've discovered that the hard way lately. I have had a few days where I have really, really struggled. Really struggled. Today I could have used 2 doses of that. I'll be totally honest. Like I am struggling on the energy train. I think there's 2 aspects to it. The 3rd trimester always gets a little difficult for me. It just always does. I get real sluggish. Everything gets slower. That's really why I wanted everything done by my 3rd trimester. But instead, I'm doing everything in my 3rd trimester. How exciting for us all. Yeah, it's great. So anyway, really struggling with the energy level and just the sheer amount that I have to do is not helping. I'm feeling very large, and I know, like, trigger warning, I guess, but I started this pregnancy out at a higher weight than I have my other 2 pregnancies at 36, which is a terrible idea. I really, really want to bounce back from this. And this is why I'm talking candidly about this, because I know it's like poo-poo and you're supposed to just have grace for yourself and your body and all of that. But like, I really, really want to bounce back at least some after this pregnancy. I want to feel good about myself. I haven't felt good about myself in a while, and it's not helping, because really, in terms of like my previous pregnancies, and if you see other people, for being 30 weeks, it's not like that's an outlandish size. And I'm not really trying to talk about my weight so much. It's just, I think that is why I'm feeling as big as I'm feeling, like the way that I'm feeling, because it's different than with my other pregnancies, but my body type is different than with my other pregnancies, which is not my favorite. So there's that, and I have some swelling that comes into play, but I don't think I have anything crazy, like unusual or anything. Like, I don't think I have anything alarming. I just have some minor swelling. It's not that big a deal. I've been taking my blood pressure. My blood pressure's great. I was having pretty bad nosebleeds taking my aspirin regularly. So I am now taking it sporadically. I'm taking it like 2 to 3 times a week versus the everyday that I was taking it, because I was really having a bleeding issue. I was having a lot of bloody noses. Like when I brushed my teeth, my gums would bleed. When I would shave, everything would just bleed. And, you know, like even without cutting myself, you know, I have really like weird, dry, prickly skin, kind of like, you know, and so, or I have rough skin on my legs. And so anyway, like, I don't know, I was really concerned about birthing a child. Like if I can't brush my teeth and then just not bleed, I would brush my teeth and then my gums would bleed for like 10 minutes. That's not usual for me. I want to be very clear for my dental hygienist friends, because my sister-in-law is a dental hygienist and she would be like, it's poor hygiene. I mean, I'm not saying she'd say that, but it literally, like, I stopped doing the aspirin every day and with my doctor's approval, and we're good now. Like, it's all fine. My blood pressure is great. I don't have crazy amount of swelling. Now the bleeding has ceased, which is great. Heartburn is still there. Other than that, he's been moving quite a bit, which is great. My husband finally got to feel him move around quite a bit, a couple of times, which is cool, because when he was out on his business trip, like the last business trip he was on, both my daughters got to feel him move around, but my husband hadn't, and so now they have, and he has, which is a lot of fun. Other than that, like, that's pretty much it. It's mostly life is bigger than pregnancy, which is not how I wanted it to be, but that is how it is, and I'm exhausted. That's all I know to tell you. Now let's talk about the nitty-gritty updates. So, just in case I didn't have a 29-week update, because I can't remember if I did it or not. Oh, there is one more symptom that is kicking my butt. Sorry, so sorry. I have ridiculous now. I'm getting like a crazy amount of varicose veins. And I'll give an example to the class if I can. Do you see that? That's not a bruise. That's broken veins. And I have clusters of these about, you know, and they just keep popping up. So that's the other thing. All right, so now the other nitty-gritty part, rolling it back to the 29-week update if I didn't do it. I took my glucose test. I was very nervous for it, blah, blah, blah. Went in for my 1-hour glucose test. I for a good 10 minutes at the beginning of it, I did not feel well at all, not thriving, and I was really concerned about passing it. I went to the clinic here in town that's part of my affiliate, which is fine, but it takes longer to get results there versus the hospital that I'm going to go have the baby at, but it's just 45 minutes away. So I went to the clinic. So I got the results the next morning, and I had failed. I failed the 1-hour glucose test. Super big bummer. I was not happy about it. I had to go in the next day for my doctor's appointment, and then I had to get the Rogam shot in my butt cheek, which I got. So all of that. And I was really upset. According to, like, you know, they send you the results, and then it's got like your passing grade or whatever you want to call it. According to that, I failed by 9 points or whatever. But what my doctor said was really I failed by 4, and he felt confident that I would pass the 3 hour, 4 hour, whatever. I've heard it called both. Let's just say 3 hour glucose test. He's like, I'm confident you'll pass that. Sucks you have to do it, but I'm confident you'll pass that. Okay, so let's talk about that, because I rearranged my entire schedule this past Tuesday so that I could go. And I am thankful for the village that I have currently, because I don't know how I would make these doctor's appointments and stuff. I don't know, how would I have kept my kids busy and happy for 3 hours at that, well, it was over 3 hours doing that glucose. I don't know. But I went and I took it. Same song and dance. Did it at the clinic, so I didn't get results till the next day. But let's talk about the glucose test itself. So this is my second 3-hour glucose test. With my oldest daughter, I failed my 1 hour and I had to take the 3-hour. With my second daughter, did I say that with my first daughter I failed? With my second daughter, I passed the 1 hour glucose test. And then with this one, I failed the 1 hour, so I had to do the 3-hour. With my first daughter, I was at a different affiliate. I went to the hospital that I delivered in because it was actually in my town. And I want to be perfectly clear. The hospital that's in my town has a very bad reputation by a lot of people. I actually loved this hospital. But we are somewhat rural, you understand, and so we don't have everything like available to us. Even the hospital that I'm going to now, 45 minutes away, there's more available at that hospital than there is in the hospital in my town. They're different affiliates, but there's more available there, and there's more probably equipped doctors, I would say. I personally feel like there's better doctors there. That's why I am going to that hospital, is they are a little more equipped than we are, and there's much better doctors there. I'm just going to say it. Great staff there, great staff here, super clean, great hospital. I love this hospital. That hospital that I'm going to is dirty. I don't love the hospital, but I do love the staff. I do love the doctors. And really, that when it comes down to it, that's what's important. If we got into any hairy situations, here's what I'll tell you. We would have to go like an additional 45 minutes to an hour past the hospital that I'm, like, we would still be transferred, is what I'm trying to say. Like, we're fairly rural. But what I will say with this other affiliate with my first daughter, when I took that glucose test, the 3-hour one, I went to the lab and they were getting me set up, and they said, we have water available for you. You can have as much water as you want. And if you get to where you're not feeling really good, I mean, they did tell me, they said, if you throw up, you have to start over, and that's, all that. They said, if you need a place to lay down, we have a place down here, we'll put you in like a dark room. We'll just try to help you through this, and you can come back here and lay down, which I thought was wonderful. None of that was available to me this time. None of it. I remember not feeling well with the one that I took with my daughter. And then once I got over the hump of like the craziness of it, my husband and I walked to the hospital, because it's a full hospital. We walked the hospital in order for me to metabolize that sugar a little better. And we went ahead and took a tour of labor and delivery. At this clinic, there's nowhere to move around. You can't go metabolize nothing. They don't offer you water. They have drinking fountains there. They don't offer you anywhere to lay down. It's a fine place. I'm not trying to say anything, but here's what I'll tell you. Since this is fresher on my mind, I know I struggled with the one with my daughter, but I went back there. They took my blood. They gave me the drink with the 100 milligram or the 100 grams of sugar or whatever it is, and I drank that, and I tried to take my time. You only have 5 minutes to drink it, but I tried to take my time and drink it because I just guzzled the 50-gram one. And still, it didn't matter. I went out and I got so sick. I was legitimately scared that I was going to throw up. I was legitimately like almost ready to just start crying. I felt hopeless. I felt like I was not going to pass. I had that I don't know what to do feeling. Like, I felt so bad. I was like, I don't know what to do. And I don't know what to do with myself. And I am sitting in a public waiting room with other people. The lab was fairly busy that day. And so I was miserable. I was really miserable. I was just wishing that there was some room off somewhere that I could just go lay down. It was bad. It was really, really bad for probably 30 to 40 minutes. Really rough. And then it let up, but then I had like this sugar crash where I felt like I could just fall asleep. So that is how that went. The next 2 hours of that test went much better. It really went much better. And long story short, the next morning I discovered that I passed the test. That was so huge. So here's what I want to say. If you even thought a prayer in your head for me whenever I asked for prayer in previous videos, I want to thank you, because I know it is only by the grace of God that I passed that test, and I prayed about it so hard, and honestly, it is by the grace of God that I passed that test, and I'm very grateful that I did, because I don't know what, I know people do it. My sister-in-law did it, but I was like, if I don't pass this test, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe that's really dramatic. If it is, I'm really sorry. I don't know, but I was just like, I can't deal with that. So I do appreciate the prayers, because that's the only thing that got me through it. I know that because I was a sick lady. I was a very sick lady. So anyway, that's really the most major update that I have. I am currently a little over 30 weeks. I have a doctor's appointment coming up in 4 days, I think. I have a doctor's appointment coming up in 4 days. I am on my bi-weekly appointments. So, I have roughly like 3.5 weeks until my next ultrasound. And the thing of it is we are ticking down this time. We are ticking down these milestones, and it's absolutely bananas. And I know before I know it, this baby's going to be here. And again, what my brain immediately goes to is like, summer's going to be like basically over at that point. It will be for me, because it's not like we're going to be getting out and doing like just a ton of summery fun family activities with like a newborn, you know what I mean? So every time I think about that, it's like, I don't want to make it sound like I dread this baby coming, because I don't. I'm like anxiously awaiting it, and I'm excited, but at the same time I'm like, man, this baby's gonna be here before I know it. And then I'm like, no, I need more summer. That's how I feel. So anyway, but it is coming rapidly, because I am approaching, well, I don't know, I'm in between 30 and 31 weeks. And so that's the update for now. I want to thank you for joining me on this journey, and I'll see you soon for the 31-week update. Bye.